I wouldn't go up to her and holler at her because personally I know that that women have a safe, like, women need to feel safe when you're approaching them, right? Women need to feel like, you know, that's why when you're introduced to somebody or you meet somebody in a social setting, that's why it's easier to, you know, initiate conversation, because there's a level of I'm safe. Okay, my girls are here, or I know these people here. Exactly. So me being a complete stranger on the street, and if I see a woman that's attractive, I would never really go up to her, because I feel like immediately there's nothing that I can say to break that safety wall.
And you know what? What it probably is because it's funny. There are actually many women who are okay with talking to them on the street. But the fact that you think like that is because you already have the presumption that women are women. Like, that women respect themselves and respect boundaries, and that makes you more of a catch if those are your true beliefs, you know.
No, they definitely.
But
are,
it's always an interesting conversation when I have it with people, because I get in arguments with guys because I'm always telling them, like, no, don't do that and don't do that. They're like, they'll meet me or something and I'll be like, yeah, you know, you're really nice, I don't know you, but you seem really nice, but unfortunately I don't take numbers from random guys, you know. They're like, well, how are we supposed to get to know each other then? And so then I always get stumped on that question, because it's like, I guess we're not.
We're not.
Just be, I'll be honest.
But really, the guy who I am supposed to be getting to know is the guy who would never have even approached me, most likely.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know.
Exactly, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, when you do meet a person like that, the sole attraction and where everything begins is purely physical.
Yep.
Right?
Thank you.
So how, sure, it could blossom and it could turn into something else and different. It could. There's a possibility. But the odds of that happening and it being anything more than physical is very hard when it started from just being physical. That's the reason that you guys even spoke in the first place, was because of how you looked physically. And, you know, if you're into that type of stuff and if you're down for that as a woman, that's fine and cool and dandy. But I think women that do maybe give their number out on the street to a random guy, I think that they find themselves in situations that they don't want to be in, because most women don't want to be in a solely physical relationship with a guy. That's usually what a guy wants.
And it takes like a whole lot of discipline, because sure, we meet guys that we think are cute. I mean, I'm in a relationship right now, shout out to my boo. But like, you know, I mean,
in the building.
I've been single, you know, more of my life than I have been in a relationship. So it's like, sure, I've met guys and I'm like, you know, he's cute, but I always have that thing running in the back of my head. Exactly what you're saying. It's like, if I move forward with you, then it's going to be on the sole grounds of the fact that you're cute and the fact that you think that I'm cute. And then we're going to, most likely, try to find interest in one another beyond our, you know, looks. And it's going to be, I feel like a lot of times it's going to be forced. It's going to be fake. And then you get in this relationship that seems cool, but you guys really never had any kind of real spark or real connection. And the thing about that too is it can happen over and over again. What happens next time you see somebody that looks good? Like, I want you to...
People don't stop looking good.
You know, I want you to, like, respect me when you first meet me by not getting at me. And we just so happen to cross paths in a setting where it makes sense, then I want you to find interest in me beyond my looks. Because if you can't tell me that you're interested in me for more than anything but how I look to you, then you already lost me. You know, and I think that's where a lot of guys go wrong at in the first place. So, I don't know, it's confusing. I mean, it's a challenge. But yeah, like she was saying, for us, sometimes dudes just say certain things and it makes it really hard to just turn them down without just being a bitch.
I mean, because guys are, what guys do is manipulate situations, right? So a guy will, when a guy wants a woman, he'll say anything in his power, lie straight through his teeth, you know, to get that woman for however long. I mean, that's just the sad reality of what a lot of men do. And you know, it's like as you grow and mature, you realize that that's not, you know, that only brings like trouble in the long run. Like when you do that, like every guy has. It depends when you grow out of it. I used to
ask
do that when
you,
I was
have
like,
you done it?
of course, when I was like 18, 19. I used to say whatever to a girl, but it's like as you get older, you realize that that just hurts everybody in the long run. Because what I found is that when you do that, at the end of the day, the woman has nothing positive to say about you. Instead of when you're honest and when you're showing your true feelings, even if those feelings are, hey, I don't want this to be serious.
Yeah.
I want it to be just what it is. As long as you can have a woman respect you and talk good about you, that's always like my biggest thing. Is like, I don't want any woman that I'm ever involved with to like say anything bad about me or to have a hatred toward me, because it's just like, women talk, and once you're a bad guy in like one woman's mind, you're a bad guy in like 10 women's.
Do you think
minds.
that you think like that because you know that a lot of women know you and know of you now, or do you think that's just the way that you've been raised to think, whether or not you were in the public eye?
No, I mean, I definitely have a bit of a different outlook on things because of my career, and because of the fact that a lot of women know me, and a lot of people know me in general. So I try to be a good person in my entire life. I think that's something that it's not due to my career. It's not a fake. It's not a facade. Mm-hmm. But I think it's like even more so in my mind because of what I do.
You make it priority.
Yeah, I make it a priority, definitely.
Instead of it just being like, oh, maybe I should be like that.
Yeah,
It's like, I have to actually do this.
Yeah, try to be just a good person.
I think it's interesting how you are drawing a differentiation between like the younger minds and the more mature minds, because like it's like when you get older, you start thinking long run, and when you're younger, you're thinking right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's like the big difference maker. And that's why I sometimes even tell dudes, and it might seem disrespectful, but I sometimes even tell dudes, like, how old are you? Like, you...
Yeah.
Because you look a certain age, but I promise the way you're acting is young-minded, and that it is a diss if you think that you're grown. But I mean, at the same time, it's more like, okay, I need to put you in your place because you're talking to a woman who thinks beyond her years. So you're talking about right now, and maybe if I were interested in right now, we would be cool. But since I'm not, that's the reason why you have no chance.
Yeah.
And if you thought long-term, you'd be coming at me way different, and you might actually have a chance. So I say that to men who just are so quick to be like, she a bitch.
Yeah.
But really, y'all just not on the same
Just
level.
like that.
Just accept wherever you're at, accept where you're at, and rock with that.
And that's, I mean, I just think in terms of women and men, women are on way different schedules, time clocks than men, and when it comes to relationships with men and women, I think women are generally more mature when it comes to how to act in a relationship with a man and a woman. I think in terms of other things, men sometimes might be a little more mature.
Really? Like what?
I think one thing I think is handling emotion.
Okay.
I think women are very...
You think that's a maturity thing, or do you think it's just a gender difference? What were you
I
saying?
don't know if that has to... Well, I think
men handle emotions that feel like it belittles them as a man better, but not emotions, because they get angry very fast, and they will show it
for
too.
crazy things, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Honestly, if this is a age-old question, are women just more mature than men? And honestly, they might be.
I would like to say women probably overall are generally more mature than men, but maturity isn't everything. Just I might love you more than you love me, but love isn't enough to keep a relationship together, So it's like, I think the question might be in the wrong place. It's like, it's maturity everything when it comes to judging, like, who's going to go further in life, who has the best chance, who should be the head of the household, you know what I mean, who should be held more responsible. Maturity is not everything when it comes to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe,
there's times where I feel like a lot of women now don't know how to like let a man be a man, But then at the same time, a lot of young men nowadays are not doing. They don't know how to be men. You know, so.
We actually have a video about some.
Yeah.
Get on that topic.
I know, right?